What up, what up, what up, what up, world? It's me, your host, Andre X. I'm here with my guy, Night.Wave.
Yes.
We got Yanti in the building,
Plug
the guy behind the wall, and our special guest, Enzo. This is the Where Are We podcast, and we're ready to go, man. You know how the first 5 minutes go. What we're going to do today is roll up, turn the Netflix off, put the YouTube on, and watch us. Tell your girl to just chill for a second. Chill. These are the guys. These are the guys. All right? Go. So, first 5 minutes of the show, we roll up. I know that you did all the drugs you needed to do before you got here.
Allegedly.
So allegedly, yeah. So we're good.
Allegedly.
But let's talk about. I like to talk about people's vices. We all have vices. This guy's fucking Mexican.
10 kids.
This dude doesn't know where his cock stays. This guy fucking.
How's a cock?
He's like a whale, but with liquor. I'm gay, and what do you do?
I rap, ¿qué te digo? I work. I don't know, man. I'm kind of different. We can say I'm not your typical, he raps. He does this, that, because he does one thing. A lot of times people that don't know me and that just know, he raps, they immediately think that I fit onto certain, criteria because of the word rap, I guess. But I don't know, man. It's just a little different.
He's different.
He's an artist.
That's the word of the day.
Yeah.
I'm different.
I'm different.
I'm different in a good way.
I different.
He's
Okay.
obsessive with his art.
Oh,
though.
can you put your hand right there for a second? Do it.
No, what the hell?
Yeah.
Put your finger right here. See how tall you are. Subscribe. Subscribe.
I got him. He got him. He didn't even see it coming. He didn't even see it coming.
But yeah, man. Rap. Rap is cool.
Yeah.
But so you were never into like drinking or like
Never.
none of that.
I drink here and there. Don't get me wrong. I'm 36, and I've never been drunk in my life. And I drink. Like, I can drink a lot, but I just don't get drunk.
So you're 36.
Not one.
I'm 36.
He's the
I've
old-
never been.
you're-
I've never
You're,
been drunk.
you're probably the oldest person in this room.
No.
Yeah.
Yanti, how old are you? Come on.
I'm 36.
Yeah, there you go.
When's your birthday?
In
July 88.
So you're older.
yeah, but in French years, he's like 12.
Yeah. I'm 25. How old are you?
I'm in Mexican
Say,
years.
Santi, you older than
I'm
me,
about
dog?
like,
Yes.
my
Freaking guy.
quinceañera just happened, so I turned
My
13.
quinceañera.
How old are you, Knight? 36. You see, you're the oldest nigga here.
No.
That nigga's 19, so. I'm 25. He's 19. We're good.
Yeah, loco. I never been into none of that. I don't know. I do drink, but I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I do feel nice, a little like happy, but I don't get like, oh my God, I cannot even walk or think.
Yeah.
It just doesn't hit me like that.
Yeah. Some people get high off life, man. Some people just like wake up every day like, yo, I don't need that shit. I'm gonna tell you right now. After I did DMT, I know I didn't want to do anything for a long time, and like it lasted like what 1-2 hours.
And out of those 2 hours, you know.
No, I'm saying I took a break from like doing any other kind of drug or liquor. From like it took me like
For a while, though.
1 or 2 days.
Nah. You quit for a
I
while,
was
bro.
smoking it up. No, but you know what I did stop? I stopped drinking heavy.
Yeah.
I
You
was
used to drink, huh?
I was drinking like a fucking every day, a fifth of Henny, yeah. And then
Damn,
after
boy.
the DMT, I just stopped completely, and life was nice, man.
Wow.
And I hardly drink now. Like people give me
1,
drinks,
2.
I don't even finish them. One, and I don't even finish it.
So would you say, I don't think you was addicted. You just like to be drinking, right?
I was hiding from myself,
Gotcha.
but I wasn't aware that I was hiding from myself. I just wanted to drink
Oh, shit.
instead of, I can spend that time thinking
Yeah.
about, or, on my business or fucking with my family
Yeah.
or my friends or something. But I'd be drunk enough to be fucked up the next day enough where like I won't be functionable until like 2.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't noticeable.
Yeah.
No one knew I was doing that. But
Definitely get used to that.
yeah, but Night is the one that like saw me literally with a bottle in my hand all the time. So it definitely was something that I know was not healthy for me mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And physically, I'm 38 and I want to keep my youth as much as possible. I'm very grateful and youthful. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I even work with kids. since I was 19. So like I've been doing this for a very long time, and so like mentally, I don't want to say I'm immature, but I can be at the level of like understanding when it comes to kids.
Gotcha.
But I can also be in a room with executives and make an executive decision. You know what I'm saying? So that's the cool part about that, you know. But
That's
keeping,
awesome.
you know, speaking about youth, like you're a father, right?
Yeah.
What's being a father and an artist like? I know that's, you know what? Let's before kids. Before kids, what's being an artist and a boyfriend like? You know, before you even have kids.
Before I even had kids. So it was a little difficult. It's not like I had this long career of being an artist before I met my girl. I was probably rapping for, what, 3-4 years? We've been dating since 2007, loco.
Yeah.
Me and her.
Yo,
So
we used to do rehearsals at your house.
yeah, we used to do rehearsal at house. Pero it's not like I had a long, you know what I mean? So I got with her, and then whatever, and then being with her, I wanted to do music. She's never been the type like, oh, no, stay with me. Don't go to the studio. Oh, no, don't do this, do that. Because I've always been pretty much, I do everything myself. So if I had to go to a studio, I could go, but for the most of the time, if she was working, I was home, I'm doing music at home. And if I had stuff to do music related, I could do it. She's never been like the type of girl like, oh, just let's do this instead of that. And
what's her nationality?
She is white, I'm Dominican.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that? How do you say that? What's
What?
that called? White and Dominican.
White and Dominican?
Yeah.
Fucking a café con leche.
That sounds like a good dessert.
So that's what we are.
It's a café con leche, nigga.
So that's what we are.
Is a cream rise to the
Yeah. Yeah, I always wonder that. I ask a lot of artists that because I struggled with it at the beginning, and I didn't understand why the other person didn't appreciate that someone had passion for something, you know?
Did she met you doing that?
Yeah, I've been doing this since if you know me, it's because of music. You don't know me for anything else. You know me because of music. You're not like, oh, I know that nigga. He's a good basketball player. It's like, nah, I know him. He's a rapper. I've never met anyone, or I know him. He teaches music. It's always been something like that.
So you struggle with it because she wanted you to kind of.
I struggle with it with a lot of partners of mine. You know, I wasn't.
Yeah.
A lot of them. The thing is, the dream is your dream, not theirs.
Yeah.
You know, if you got with somebody, and they were like, yo, you know what you should do? You should become a rapper. You know, if they did something like that, then that means that they're emotionally and invested.
Yeah.
And they're emotionally invested, and they're gonna physically be invested because they're gonna help. So in that case, I think like it would be a lot easier if that's how you started. But some people, like I said, you're not living. And it doesn't have to be music. It could be anything. You can be want to be an electrician. You know, you could want to be a photographer or a DJ, and it's like their dream isn't your dream, and like, or your dream isn't happening fast enough for them. You know, and unfortunately, men like me who didn't understand the emotions in the beginning, it would crumble me when I lost somebody like that, like someone I actually thought I would have a life with, or you know, if I made a major decision and had a baby with you, you know, like even if like the love wasn't there, just the fact that the support for the dream that they knew was
that you had,
you know, like people know what they're walking into, and it's like, but at the same time, like I said, it's my dream, not theirs, and I have to respect that. And
they don't believe, man. They don't believe.
No, you know what it is? They believe in you until sometimes it takes somebody else to be like, you know, that nigga ain't shit. It just takes
that little seed.
Sometimes it takes somebody to be like, yo, that nigga ain't shit.
Yeah.
Or that nigga's a bum. Or that nigga's broke. Or that nigga is a player. Or that nigga. It doesn't matter what you like. If it just takes that other person with enough influence to tell somebody something for them to start thinking that way, even if they never thought about it. Right? It's like the other day I was at a park, and they were giving out bags. This health place was giving out bags. But the kids that were walking up for the health thing, they weren't even in 8th grade yet. But these people are giving them condoms and shit. And so like the thought of sex and some of those kids probably never came up until they got those condoms.
Then
now.
They start being like, what is
this? They research it and see that it is what it is. You know, it's like those kind of things. It's like, yo, sometimes there's a better way to say things or do things or express. My bad. I'm so lost. Where are we?
Are we?
I went from like baby mamas to condoms and kids.
No.
No, I follow what you say.
There's other ways to get the message across.
Yeah.
Right. But saying that was saying like it depends who's telling the message because
Yes.
sometimes you get influenced. So,
Yeah.
but like yeah, man, I have over the years
Yeah.
have been learning to let go of the idea of me even trying to blame where I'm at because of other people.
Because of other people. Yeah.
And I did that for years because that's just what I was being, that's what I was absorbing when I was watching the streets and my friends talking to their parents and girls and like, all those like emotions they were going through. I was taking that in too and having my own fucking internal thing. So when it came to thinking that way, I didn't understand,
Gotcha.
So it takes a lot to get there. Like I said, I'm 38 and it's taken me a lot to get to the place where I'm just like, you know what? I can't blame anybody from where I'm at
But yourself.
by myself, and I just have to keep on moving forward. And at the end of the day, I'm alive, I'm breathing.
Yeah.
I have a job, I have a kid who loves me, I have a girl who loves me, I have a family who loves me, I have friends, you know what I mean? So it's like the men's group's helping me, so it's like I cannot complain.
Everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason, like I wish I had a house sometimes and stuff like that, and I wish I had a cool car, and I do get those feelings sometimes still. I'm still human.
Of
We all
course.
do.
But
Of course.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
In time.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like if I was supposed to have something, I'll have it.
1,000,000%.
You know what I mean?
1,000,000%.
If I was supposed to have something, I'll have it. And like a lot of things that I don't even like kind of like think that are gonna do things for me, like do more for me. Like this podcast, for instance. This podcast, it was beautiful because somebody hit us up and said, "Yo, I'll go on your podcast. Give me 1,200."
Give me 1,200.
Yeah. So, but for me, that felt so good
wish
because I'm like,
we
damn. I'm like, yo, like this podcast is showing people or making people believe or something that we are bigger than we are, and I love that about like what we're doing because it's not what they're seeing. I know other people are talking about what we're doing, and that's what's making it bigger than what it is. They're just not. Maybe we're not getting the views or the listens, but I can't go anywhere and people not mention like, "Yo, I saw the podcast." And I'm like, "Which episode?" And they're like, "I just saw the clips." I'm like, "Yeah."
So
Which is enough. Which is enough.
That's
It's
it.
hard. It's hard for you to sit down and watch a whole clip of anything,
100%.
right?
100%.
So like when you do take the time to,
A few seconds to watch something
right?
that you don't know
You're
what it
watching
is. Yeah.
something else, or
Yeah.
a movie, lo que sea, sports, like, so, I don't blame them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. But them stopping to
We're
watch
busy.
it, you know what I mean?
yeah, even like just for them to acknowledge that
Correct.
what we're doing is ill, and they're like, "Yo, that shit's ill," That's good looks.
Of
you know?
course.
Hell yeah.
1,200.
support.
Come on, man. Some
So-
people loco.
So let's dig into that, man. Like, you and your girl been together since 2007.
Yeah.
She's supportive. What's the journey of music? And like, tell me when did it stop and why?
So, the goal that everybody that does music, have it to be able to live off of music. Imagine that you don't have to go to work. All you got to do is music and you make money out of it, whether it's performing or just getting it from the royalties, you name it. You know what I mean? That would be the goal, ultimate goal. It happens that I met my girl. Now I'm a dad. You know what I mean? So me, myself, maybe I'm wrong for thinking this way, but I'm a father before I'm anything else. Because I got to provide for my freaking kids. Then I got to provide for my wife, obviously for myself also. They come first. And other places have a mentality of, I'm following my dream, screw everything else, which is not wrong, but is it right? You know what I mean?
It's for me, it's like you have to make the ultimate sacrifices to get ultimate rewards. But there's a way to still be human and do it, right? You don't have to be a dickhead and like just follow your dreams only and cut people off. I have not stopped my dream, right? I'm just gonna use myself as an example.
Yeah.
I have not stopped my dream, and because I haven't stopped my dream, and I'm not sure if this is where it comes from, but this is what everyone's saying. My daughter is pursuing a life of passion projects. Like, I want to be a dancer, so she becomes a dancer, and she's one of the nastiest dancers I've ever seen. She's only 11. She's been doing it since she was like fucking 3. You understand? She's amazing. So And now she wants to start doing singing and acting now. So like for me, it's like if I didn't show her that I had a passion for something else besides just work. Besides just work. Because the thing is, this is the reality, right? When we're kids, our parents are working so hard that we see them only for like 3 hours when we get home, right? That's only some of us. Some parents come home, then go to the gym. And then we don't see them till like 8 or 9. And then it's time for bedtime. So you didn't even get to talk to them about your day. You didn't get to talk to them about your fucking nothing, right? So that's what I'm saying. I keep myself human by being a father first.
Correct.
Whether I'm doing, whether like if I have to do a video shoot somewhere and my daughter's with me, I'll make sure I pick up ice cream first and we have an hour to ourselves before we get to the video shoot or something. Or if you're going to go with me, I'm going to make sure that you're going to enjoy it. We went to go do a DeLorean shoot the other day with a fucking Back to the Future car. She didn't really want to go, but when I showed her the car in the movie, she was like, let's go. She took selfies. You know what I mean? So it's that kind of shit. It's like, yo, there's ways to keep yourself human by keeping those creations that you make close to you, and either have them find their own way in your dream, or have them create their own dream that kind of aligns where you can meet them like that. Boom, you know what I mean?
And you can help them.
You can help them exactly, like having a studio. Say you have a daughter and a son. Say your kids want to sing or do.
Adrian is down there all the time, my son.
Or do content creation. You know, like you have a computer, like. Just those little things. You're supporting 100%. Them in that way. You know what I mean?
100%, mi loco. So yeah, I freaking.
And he's the best example for that, because he makes it happen for his daughter. Yeah. You know, he's the one that drove to New York just so she could dance. You know what I mean? Just to take classes over there.
I can't take.
No.
I can't take all the credit. My baby.
Shout out.
The mother of my child. She signed her up to a different dance class, and whole other things started happening. So like. It's not one-sided for sure. We're great parents.
Yeah.
But
I'm not singling her out.
I'm
just saying. I'm just giving you the credit. I know you don't.
But a lot of the credit goes to my daughter, because if it wasn't for her wanting to do it and showing me that she can actually be good at something, I was like, but I can't deny this. She's amazing.
The parents,
of course,
because the parents is everything.
100%. That's the same.
Some parents will be like, I don't got time for that.
No, that's the same thing.
I gotta work tomorrow.
For instance, my wife, she freaking is the coach for the Methuen freaking cheerleaders, right?
Oh wow.
My daughter is in cheerleading, and my son Adrian plays basketball all year round. And most of the times, I leave the house at 4 a.m. to go to the gym, then go to work, and then I get home super late at night. In the time that I'm there, she goes to work, comes home, take the kids to practice, then goes to the cheerleader practice, then come back home and all that stuff, you know what I mean? So in that aspect, she's definitely helping me with me letting me create and stuff. So I would love to been doing this nonstop, but I had to stop around the pandemic when I moved because I lost my voice. It's not that I wanted to. I completely lost it. I thought my daughter passed away.
What do you mean you lost your voice?
So my daughter broke her arm. Man, my voice like starts to kind of act out when I say the story.
Nah, it's all good, man. Take your time,
she
breathe.
was like 6. She was 6. She's like my world, man. I was working. I was looking. I never told this story. Even my girl, even to Ken, I told this. I was outside of a building in Boston, bro.
Wait, is this an exclusive? Only we hear? This is the first time saying it?
First time saying it.
Exclusivo.
Loco. I was outside of a place in Boston that I was working. I'm looking up a building. The people are working. I'm always been terrified of heights.
Me too. I fucking...
Man, no, loco. Money, you don't understand. I'm terrified of heights. And I'm saying, damn, man. The only way that I would climb up, like, up there is to help my daughter if something happens to her. Bro, the same day, my wife calls me. Saying, they called me from school that Lexi, that's my daughter's name, broke her arm. When my son was younger, he broke his arm. And when I got to the doctors, it was just a little fracture. So it wasn't nothing crazy. When I'm going to the hospital, I'm thinking that it's going to be the same thing with my daughter. It's going to be a little fracture. When I get to Children's Hospital, she has the arm under a blanket. She's not even crying, but she's pale. Loco, we're talking pale, like she's white and she was ghost. She goes, Dad, why my arm looks like a nest? And when she takes the blanket like that, her arm, this was like legit like this, bro. So when I saw that, you going through all this thing and, mental stuff, you couldn't understand this. I turned around because I was going to cry because this is my baby, man. And you see him like that. And I said, I'm not going to cry because she's going to get freaked out. I didn't. They put the cast on her, whatever. We come home. A few days, she's been sleeping with us when she had the little cast on. A few days later, she becomes sick for like 4 days in a row. And I'm working, I'm in my head, I'm like, man, she broke her arm. Now she's sick like that. She became a little better a few days later. First night we put her in her room after she broke her arm. This is like a week after. I go into around 3 a.m. She calls her mom. We're sleeping. She's in her room first night. Mom, and my wife goes, I hear her kind of in my dream. It's okay, baby. And I go, no, it's not. I get up. You know when the TVs are on, that they go blue because they lose signal?
Yeah.
It went blue. So when I go into the room, a minute after, my wife said, oh, it's okay, baby, because she didn't want to get up because she probably thought she wanted to come. I go in the room, and what I see is her eyes are wide open. She's not moving, and it seems like blood over here.
Blood?
Remember, blood over here.
Oh, shit.
So with the light of the TV being blue and whatever she puked that night, it looked like blood. And I'm talking to her, and I'm like, baby, Lexi, she's not moving, bro.
Oh, wow, that's scary.
I thought my daughter was dead, man. Her eyes were open. She wasn't moving. She was just like that. And I've always been having this fear in my head that I'm going to die in my own choke, in my vomit, or spit blood at night. So seeing your fear in your own kid, that traumatizes you.
Why do you have that fear? Where do you think that comes from?
I know exactly what it was. When I was little, a friend of mine told me that a friend of his died. That he was sleeping facing up, and he died on his own puke. We were little. So that ever since I'm little, I've been always having that on the back of my head, on my unconsciousness. So when I carried my daughter, that I went like this, she started spitting up again. She was alive. Nothing happened. She was good, thank God. But the visual stayed back there. A week later, I started noticing that the S's weren't coming out. And then the letter A's weren't coming out. And then little words weren't coming out. And then I couldn't talk. I went like that for 2 years. I couldn't speak, loco. I could not speak. I was talking like literally like that for like 2 years. In the meantime, I went to doctors, and they said, oh, most likely you won't be able to talk again. That happens to men around when they're 65 and 70. They lose their voice. There's a few things you can do, but it's not guaranteed that it's going to help. They said you can do this, that, but first I want to send you to a neurologist to check that there's no tumor in your brain. I did that, and from doctor to doctor to doctor, everything is fine. But one doctor told me I wasn't going to speak again. And then they wanted me to go to another, because I'm not going to keep wasting my life doing this shit. So I started doing research online. And this guy from fucking Australia that deals with the thing, he said, if you want to cure yourself from any, traumatic experiences, you got to do this and that. And he explained the conscious mind and the unconscious mind don't communicate as people think.
I love this guy already.
Yeah,
I do it. Let's get it. I felt it.
People think that the conscious mind and the unconscious mind to communicate like you talking and then your inner voice.
You say conscious like Kanye West's mom. The conscious mind.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. I always say it like that.
No, I don't say.
So my conscious and unconscious mind, they don't communicate. The guy explains what you've been having is a series of traumatic experiences, one after the other. To some people, it hit them a little different. To some people, it hit them all at once. So remember that I told you my daughter broke her arm. She got sick. Then I saw her freaking vomiting. But the thing that triggered it was me looking at that building and thinking the only way that I would climb that building and be my fear and face it is if my daughter was up there. That same day was the day my daughter broke her arm. Me putting that little thought in my head of, I will get up there and I will be my fear. I wasn't there when my daughter broke her arm. But the little fear that I still have of heights is still in me. So the guy was explaining that was too many traumatic things one after the other. And on me, it happened. Some people have it, relationships. Other people, it's freaking trauma from childhood. On my case, I figured out what it was. And he said, if you want to cure it, you got to control your breathing. Learn how to hold your breath under stress. If I tell you hold your breath, how would you hold your breath?
Like this.
That's wrong.
How would you do it?
You got to do this to relax your blood, to relax it, and hold it there, out.
Oh, hold it out. Okay.
You got to hold it out because like this, you're holding it with a purpose to hold your breath. But when you hold it out, for how long can you hold it out?
Yeah. You ever heard of the Wim Hof breathing exercises?
Yes.
All right. I used to do that.
Yeah.
And so breathing out is the trick. And I love the part that when you breathe all the way out and you feel like I'm about to fucking and then all of a sudden you can go longer. Right? That feeling right there, you're like, you feel it and then you're in it for like 10 seconds. You're like, oh my God, what the fuck is this?
You see what I'm saying?
Yo, it's crazy.
When I first did it, I could hold it for 3 seconds. And then I was able to hold it for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So by you doing that, by you learning how to do that, you're
crazy.
learning how to control your blood, the CO in your blood, something like CO2 in your blood, which is like a poisonous in your blood that you have too much of it, you start hyperventilating. And then cold water.
Cold showers.
Cold showers for a minute. Loco, that's what did it. I'm a true believer that is what did it. Cold water and the breath.
You're shocking yourself.
You're shocking your nervous system to say relax. And all of a sudden, I started talking. And I would try and say things as I used to talk before. And it would come out loud. And I was like, I'm talking again.
I'm Dominican again.
I'm Dominican again. I'm loud.
Tato.
And then I started talking again.
What's the first word you said?
Loco.
When you got back out.
No, it wasn't like
Yeah,
it's not like being conscious. Like, oh, I said this, I'm gonna say it again.
He was like, Mama Huevo.
Yeah.
And that guy actually said, do not try and repeat what you did before, because then you're gonna go back and lose your voice again. And I started obviously trying to think, what did I do? Blah blah. Let me do it again. And I was losing the voice again. And I said, I cannot do that. So I started just keep doing the thing. And another thing he said, if you put headphones on, listen to music loud, look at yourself in the mirror, rapping your favorite song or singing your favorite song.
Favorite song, what is
your
it?
brain starts to freaking develop the idea that it's seeing itself
doing it.
And the unconscious mind is freaking memories, like a pattern of memories, repetitive. You know what I mean? Like the same thing over and over. That's the unconscious. So that's what I had to do to gain my voice. After the doctors told me you're not going to talk again, I'm talking.
What was the song that you used to listen to?
Real. It's real.
How's it go?
Oh my God. I don't even remember it now, guy.
Because when he was doing it, he did like this.
No, I will hear it myself. But I will freaking hear it, and I would just, even though sometimes I wouldn't know the words, I would just make it mimicking.
I've always wondered if you can't hear yourself speak, can you hear yourself talk in your head still?
Obviously, bro.
You kidding me, right?
No.
Of course,
I never lost my voice. I don't know.
Of course.
Or whatever.
Well, when you talk,
When you're thinking, can you hear yourself?
What?
You're thinking. Right now, you're thinking, right?
I am thinking.
You can hear yourself. So there you go.
Think about lighting this blunt again.
You can hear yourself, of course, loco. You can.
Exclusivo.
This freaking guy. So yeah, man. Now that's what happened. So now I'm back at it. I'm trying to do a song every 2 weeks, and if I cannot drop a song every 2 weeks, I'm doing a freestyle every other week or so. It is a little tough for me. I do everything myself, from the music. The only thing I don't do is the beats.
No, we can all relate. Well, I mean, not the beats part, because we make beats.
Yeah,
too.
I buy the beats. That's the only thing.
So essentially, what happened was you got trapped, or you trapped your own
conscious mind into some trauma
into some trap, which no one had a remedy for.
It was the opposite. The fears were too repetitive, and then that traumatized me. And it was unconsciously that I lost my voice.
Correct.
I didn't want to lose it, but as I said, unconscious mind, like we do things that is unconscious. We breathe unconscious. We walk unconscious when you want to walk. You're used to doing that. So, you know what I mean? So after me being afraid so much for my daughter messed me up, and it traumatized me. And in my case, it affected my freaking throat. Some people give them headaches. Some people it's like lower back pain. It affects people different.
My dick grows.
But like I'm saying it's like you didn't know that though. Is what I'm saying.
No.
It's like you trapped yourself within yourself.
Correct.
And then luckily you found a third party.
Yeah.
That not from America.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably can't see this guy, right? You only can probably video chat or.
He has lessons.
Yeah, he's a kangaroo.
You gotta sign up for lessons. I signed up for lessons, and then he said, do this, do that, and then within that lesson, there's other people like that teach you how to breathe, and then this other person tells you do this. But he's the one who kind of tells you, everything. But then he tells you this person's gonna. Teach
you ever heard of Sadhguru?
No.
Check him out on YouTube. Sadhguru. He's a guru. Obviously, he's like a dude, an Indian guy that teaches people breathing exercises all the time.
Yeah.
He has a spot in Tennessee where like mad people go out there and sit in the cold and he has them all breathe together, and he does a cool breathing exercise like for the left side, for the right side, a whole bunch of stuff. I think you'd enjoy it. Cause I love the Wim Hof shit, man. I haven't done it in a while. I actually used to go meditate at the reservoir at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I haven't done it in such a long time. I need to start doing that again, man. I sit there and watch the sunrise, like meditate while the sun goes up. And when I open my eyes, the sun's there. I'm like, oh shit, it's fire.
That's awesome.
I miss it, man. I think things like that, like people learning, like their inner inner engineering.
Yeah.
Right. That guy I'm talking about, Sadhguru, he wrote a book called that, like How to Understand Your Inner Engineering, something like that. And it's all about figuring out the inside out, not the outside in.
Outside
you know
in.
what I mean? And he starts with the conscious. He starts with like
I
the
love
soul,
all that
the soul.
consciousness, man. All that stuff. I love all that, man.
About my mom, the book, she read it. She just brought it back to me. She's like, "Yo, here, read it, man. When you're done, give it back."
So you must have loved Inception then.
I never watched Inception.
What?
Never watched Inception.
Hold on, Lawrence. All right, yo, real quick. Yo, real quick. I was gonna ask you because I wanted to dig into like. Not that I love hearing about people's traumas, but I love people that are willing to speak about their traumas because it obviously means it's a sign of healing for them.
Yeah.
But listening to you talk and to your story, I realized that like, I want to ask you a question and see if my realization makes sense. Are you afraid of dying?
I was afraid of dying a while back. Not anymore. Because I used to think death about this. Obviously, it's ugly for the people who stay here. For the people who stay here that are no longer going to see you, that are no longer going to be around you. But I have seen, doing research and stuff and people stories about if you die, what do you have to fight? You know what I mean? If you die yourself, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of you dying? After you die, that's it for you. What makes me, I would say, sad is that I won't see my kids. And obviously my wife and my kids, but that's what makes me sad. But I'm not afraid of dying per se myself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I've always wondered that when people say, like, a lot of people say that, like, yo, if I die, like, I won't be able to see my kids or my thing. And I'm like, yo, but you never died. You don't even know if you can see people. You don't know.
So if from a perspective of Christianity, which I believe in God, I don't know if you guys do, but when you sleep, and when you sleep, you only dream, right? But when you are sleeping, do you see your kids and you touch them and you can feel them? You probably see them.
Fuck.
You probably see them in your dreams, but I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I get it. No, I understand. I'm just saying, like, the perspective of like never. It's scary.
Yeah.
No, because I don't want to say I never died, right?
Yeah.
I have had a breakthrough before, and I feel like that. I don't know if that's dying, but like I completely changed. I killed an ego off, right? And I feel like when you shed something like that, I can only explain it as I died and came back, right? And so like for me, it's like
pretty much you're born again is what you're trying to say. So,
right.
Not in a religion aspect,
but in a very spiritual way. And I don't know. I feel like the more, because I was one of those people too. Like, I mean, obviously you changed too, but what I'm saying is I felt it. Like, I can understand that. I was scared of death. I was always anxious about what can go wrong if I did this, and it stopped me from doing a lot of things. Like, in my men's group in Brothers in Arms, we call it self-limiting beliefs.
Gotcha.
And those are like the things you put in your way to stop you from doing the greater things that you want to do. Like, I would love to do music, but I don't have a studio.
Yeah,
that's bullshit.
Yeah,
just go get a studio, right? Self-limiting beliefs are excuses, but they're excuses that you put in yourself.
100%.
Right? It's not it's like I can't. I'm a dad, so I can't. Like me, one of my self-limiting beliefs are this is always gonna be it, and it's hard for me to not to say it, but it's the truth. My self-limiting belief is that I can't leave my daughter here because she needs me.
Gotcha.
She lives with her mom. She's alive every day.
Yeah.
I pick her up every day. So her mom's obviously doing her job, right? So like, what's my worry? My worry is that I didn't have that relationship with my parents, and so I'm trying to build that relationship with my daughter. Here's the downside of that. I'm doing it off of emotion of how I was a kid, instead of letting her have her own experiences as a kid and not trying to project my shit on her. Like, I need to talk to you every day. I need to hang out with you every weekend. I need to do, you know what I mean? Because that's what my parents didn't do with me. Because they were hard workers. I'm not saying they were bad. They weren't
trying to do what they didn't do with you.
They weren't bad parents. They were just hard workers. But you know what I'm saying? So like those kind of things, I say that, my bad, I know it took long to get to the point, but I say that because projecting your like fears onto your kids self-consciously, not even knowing you're doing it, just by your actions 100%. And how you are, you have to, and that's why in the beginning when I was telling you like your word is like has to be impeccable, because what you say is powerful. What you say and how you are is very powerful in front of the creations you create. Even if it's like a situation that you created, like everything you say in that situation is gonna be powerful because you created the situation. So if it's a kid, imagine like what they're soaking in. And so like I have friends that go through things, right? And when they go through things and project like their shit in front of the kids, it paints a picture of who their other parent is, right? When you're talking all that shit in front of them. I know that from experience, because as growing up as a kid, I always thought my stepmother was trying to poison me, or my stepmother was a bitch, or my stepmother was this or that. And it's because the way my mom or my mom's family used to talk about her, right? Or talk about my dad. The way they used to talk about my dad, like, oh, he was the shit. We love your dad, and now look, he's not here. Like, so it made it seem like my dad did something so wrong that it made me feel some way about my dad, and I lived with him only, you know. Oh, shit. So like it's stuff like that. It's like that's how I know it affects kids, because their actions showed me that I couldn't trust none of them. And that sucks. I should be able to trust my parents
100%.
Like, and I mean even to speak to them about my issues. I never in my life as a kid told my parents my issues, my girl issues, my friends issues, homework issues, nothing ever. But you know what? I was never asked either. It's not their fault that they didn't ask, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? There was no like want either, you know? So I don't know. It's really weird. And again, it all goes down to like how they were brought up and how then
it keeps being passed on until somebody like you understand it and try to break that.
Right. But see, like me trying to break it by spending more time on my kid, I'm only doing that because of the traumas and the experience I had, and sometimes it's not fair to how my daughter's life can be, because I'm projecting what I would have loved my childhood to look like. You understand?
I know what you mean. You're trying to paint a picture of what
it's like say your son complains about something and you're like, Dad, I just bought you a new PlayStation, bro. When I was a kid, I didn't have none of this. You know when you say stuff like that?
Yeah.
That's not fair, because they're not you. They're not you. They're not in the same situation.
Yeah.
And it's not their time. You know what I mean? That was your time when that shit happened. You know what I mean? So like
times have changed.
And it's like chill. You bought me a PlayStation, but I want an iPad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's iPads now, Dad.
Okay.
You mentioned freaking fear, man. Fear it's crazy. Fear, you can
projection of fear is crazy.
You can pass somebody else fear before you can pass them confidence.
Facts. Matter of fact, I'll give you a perfect example.
Boom.
If I told you that this nigga's a thief every day. Yeah. Every time I tell you, like, yo, my nigga, Knight's a fuck. He steals, right?
The same thing that you're gonna say, loco. I've said it before.
And then you finally meet him, and he comes to your house, and I come to your house this time, and there's a whole bunch of shit that's not there that usually was there. And I ask you, you're like, nah, and you're like, nah, I just put it away because this nigga came over, but you didn't want to tell me. You understand?
Loco,
so that's fucked up. I mean, granted, he might be a thief, and he might steal from you. Not actual Knight. I'm giving an example.
I know what you.
I was Puerto Rican, for sure.
But if you're not giving him the benefit of the doubt to have your own experience with him, then that's not fair for him. You know what I mean? Because he might love you. He might love you, you know what I mean? And he might never steal from you.
Yep.
I let mad thieves in my house and they never stole from me, bro. For real. I know mad people that do bad things, and they've been in my house before, and I didn't have to worry about anything because of the amount of love I show people and the amount of respect I show people. And honestly, I don't really have anything to take.
That was why.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, see, that's why I told you I like the podcast, because it's not the same as, what most podcasts do, like talking about the same thing. You just have a conversation and you talk about real stuff, like
we could talk about your career, that's cool, but people could just Google that shit.
100%.
They can't Google the daughter situation.
100%.
They can't Google the fear situation.
Yeah.
They can't Google the debt situation. They can't Google the fucking The thief situation.
Yeah.
Small dick situation.
That's small dick situation.
That's
He looked
all.
over there. He looked over there and
So,
said it.
yeah. He's projecting something.
He's projecting.
That shit behind the wall.
Yeah, so let's move on. So what? You have any siblings?
I have siblings. I have 4 brothers and 1 sister.
You're Dominican, right?
I'm Dominican.
Here's a Dominican trick question.
Oh God.
How many families does your dad have?
How many families that I know of? That I know of right now? Well, right now he lives in Mexico. His other family. Before us, he had one other family that we know of. But then I found out that I have a sister in Mexico that I didn't know of.
Yeah.
And then I had God knows how many other siblings I have. But right now he lives.
See
in
how the
Mexico.
trick question to Dominicans is always a good question because they always gonna answer with some crazy.
That was
Oh,
hard
yeah.
right there.
Oh,
He had to
yeah.
break it down in
Who
his
the
own
hell?
head. And
I think we were talking to. I think we were talking to Dutch
Let me get a
Rebel.
paper.
Yeah, we were talking to Dutch Rebel one time. This was last year. We were talking to Dutch Rebel, and I asked her a question about some Dominican shit, and she said the same shit. She said the same
Yeah, it's
shit.
it's crazy.
Was
man.
it Dutch? It was Dutch, right? She said, it was Dutch.
It's crazy, man. But that was the Dominicans back then, because I don't think now, myself at least, I don't think I
it
can
might
do
be
that.
worse. Who knows?
I mean, having kids here, kids there, I don't think I myself at least can do that.
we can't.
You know?
After you already did it,
No,
it's hard to do it. You say it's hard to do the
no,
second.
no.
Because he actually cares
No.
about.
I
his
cannot
kids,
do
you
that,
know?
like having like mad kids,
Again.
like freaking mad.
Again.
Again.
Nah, I hear you. What's like? So you grew up in Lawrence.
Yeah.
You grew up with how many siblings in that house?
In the house it was, Jesse feel it, 3?
Three. Well,
Three siblings in the
three
house.
brothers. Three.
2 brothers and my sister. My sister was there for a little while, then my sister moved out.
She was the oldest.
Yeah, she was the
Okay,
oldest.
okay.
She moved out then, but it was me, Jesse, and Felix, which pretty much close in age. No, Erickson didn't live with us.
Yeah.
He didn't live. My oldest brother, he would come here and visit, but he
Yeah.
wasn't like living with us.
What's your
Checking him.
What was the family dynamic like? You guys still cool? You guys chill?
Oh, we're still cool. Me and my brothers, we have never fought, bro.
Never.
I'm telling you, we have never fought. We might argue here and there, like
Pillow
about
fight?
stupid little things, but we never like fought, like arguing, like screaming at each other. Never. It's different, man. Our mom, we never been like upset with my mom. We have never gave our mom headaches. Man, I'm telling you, never.
Did you play Safari
Good kids, man. Good
Yeah, we played the
Yeah.
Were you was your father present? Was he there?
He would go. He used to live in Mexico, and he would come.
Is your
be there
father
for-
Mexican?
No, he's Dominican, but he lived in
That's
Mexico
wild.
because he has a little system out there. Not drugs and shit, none of that, but he has a little system.
I didn't
out
say
there.
it. You did. I didn't
No,
say
but
it. You did.
people that live in
Damn.
Dominicans that live in Mexico, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no. We
But-
seen
Cartel.
Especially back
we seen
then.
Señor de los Cielos.
Yeah, but he lives out there. He would come. He would obviously come and be around, but he wasn't like around. My mom was always around. We grew up with mommy pretty much.
Yeah. So wait. So your dad ate he ate plátano maduro inside the tacos?
Yes,
I knew it.
pretty much.
I knew it.
Does that
Plátano
mean,
maduro
does that mean
inside
he's
taco.
half Mexican, half Dominican?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Something like
dope.
that. Is your what your mom do for work?
My mom, she doesn't work here. She doesn't work now. She's married.
No.
and
What does she
doesn't
do? What did she do for work?
work. Loco, allá se la buscan, B. I don't know.
No. I'm saying when you were a kid.
That's what I'm saying.
okay,
Allá
okay.
yo no sé de que mami why my work. All I know is my dad always used to provide for us. He used to send money. And my mom, obviously, she had all these kids in the house, me and my 3 brothers and my sister. So she couldn't really be like working. You know what I mean? She probably could, but she didn't. My dad always used to provide.
What's your dad's last name?
Maldonado.
Oh, Maldonado Cartel. That's crazy. I never.
Fucking
I
guy.
what?
Allegedly.
No. How much?
This guy says America.
Let's just say. Let's just say.
Hello.
Okay.
Let's just say. Let's just
Let's
say.
go to this time
Stop.
frame.
Let's just say I was looking for some Mexican avocados,
Oh, avocado
right?
Mexican.
A box of it.
Yes.
What's he selling a box for?
No clue.
Hold on.
No clue.
I feel like he's the first one to have a Dominican wrestling league over there in Mexico.
Does your dad like nachos?
Luchadors.
What?
Does your dad like nachos?
No clue. I don't really talk to my
That's-
dad like
that's-
that, man. Like,
Do you want? Does your dad? Do you? Okay, let's dig in. I like this.
let's go.
Deep,
Let's dig in. You don't talk to your dad.
Don't get me wrong. I would talk to him here and there. Like
Yeah.
in the past 2 months is the most we have spoken. Like a good amount of years, and it was like 3-4 times, and it was for a few minutes. Hey,
What's the
going
last
on?
time you seen your father?
Oh my God, 2001
Jesus.
What's
George
stopping you
Bush.
from going over there?
to Mexico. He has a family there and stuff. My brothers went to visit him, and they told me something happened, which it didn't give me a good like. Oh, I want to go there and visit him. You know what I mean?
Gave him-
It
gave him a
it
bad
wasn't nothing.
feeling.
It wasn't nothing like.
Yeah, you gotta get over that fear, bro.
No, it's not fear.
No,
It's
no.
not fear.
That's
It's
different.
if you know that you're gonna be putting yourself in a position where your own brothers weren't treated as family, which we are, why would you put yourself in that position? Fear is one thing. You prevented yourself from, for instance, if I tell you, yo, I went to Yanti's house, but he didn't really want me to come in the house.
What an asshole.
Believe it.
Would you go from the United States to his house to stay outside the house?
How about this? Did they meet the family?
They saw them for a few days, but then they.
But like, did they say, "Hey, I'm their son. I'm his son."
Oh no.
Oh, okay, that's clear.
No. We met the new wife. The new wife. We met her when last time I saw him.
Okay.
Yeah, we met her, and we met our little. Well, now he's the oldest of 3, but we met him when he was a baby. He obviously remembers, and we still communicate on Instagram and stuff. They know about us. It's not like we were a secret.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not like, she was, if anything, the secret, but he introduced us to her before they broke up and with my mom, and it's not like they don't know about us.
Okay. That's.
So I know what you mean. Fear is one thing.
Yeah.
And I know where the fear is. I am afraid of heights. That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
I'm afraid. Every parent is afraid of their kids dying. Every single parent, I feel that's a fear that as a parent you have. You're afraid of your kid passing away. You know what I mean? Am I wrong?
I don't mean to sound like a fucking weirdo.
No.
But death to me has changed my perspective. Whatever happened to me changed my perspective on everything. So like, I feel like, oh man, I can't even get into it because it's like it gets so deep into the hole, man. But okay, so just in a nutshell.
Yeah.
What if we already are dead?
Mm-hmm.
And when we die is when we start to live.
Mm-hmm.
So I seen things in places that can't even describe. I don't know, man. I just can't.
But see how you said, what if we are dead, ¿verdad? But we know this as life. Right now, we know this as life. Remember I told you earlier, when you die by the Christianity, you sleep, ¿verdad? When you sleep, you dream. But in that dream, what I've heard and what I've seen is that you have the understanding of everything. And everything becomes clear in that dream after you die. Pero to us, this is life. Y como te dije ahorita, I'm not afraid if I was.
I'm just not afraid of it, I guess. If my daughter.
But I'm afraid of my kid because I won't be, and it's probably selfish, but I won't be able to see them again.
Yeah, but one day you won't be able to see them.
But they won't see me.
Right.
¿Tú me entiendes qué decir?
I say, walk around with your arms like this, right? Embracing and taking everything and embracing it as it comes, because I know that we are older and our kids should surpass us, but I come from a city where a lot of kids die before their parents.
100%.
And it's always an accident. They were in the wrong place, a car, something. So for me, it's like I can't hold on to something that I have already. I don't need to hold on to it. I'm here. I live in the moment. You understand?
Gotcha.
So for me, I don't have those kind of thoughts. What if she dies? If she's gone? Because for me, it's like I don't expect anything. I tell you, I live by those 4 rules. I don't have no expectations. If tomorrow something dramatic happened, then I know that I have to stop, think about what I can do in the situation that's gonna make me move forward. Because I cannot. If my daughter passed away, I cannot turn her back alive. That's a truth, a fact. I can't do nothing about that. I can grieve, I can cry, I can release.
Well, you can
But I will move on. I have to move on.
You have to.
You know what I mean? I come from show business, bro. The show must go on. My life must continue until it discontinues. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm doing or living for no reason. And I know I'm living for a reason. I'm living to be here right now in this moment with you to tell you what I'm saying right now. And my daughter's only gonna appreciate the way I am going to teach her these things. Because if she has no expectations, then she'll never have any disappointments. And I'm never gonna disappoint her. There's no way. Everyone tells me I'm a great dad, but I need to feel like a great dad. And she needs to tell me I'm a great dad. That's all that matters. No one else matters.
Yeah.
She matters and I matter in that situation. Because I'm only her dad and she's only my daughter.
Yeah.
No one else has that connection, just me and her.
Yeah.
I'm your friend, he's your friend. We have the same connection, but we're friends. right? But when it comes to my daughter, that's my blood. Story, yeah. That is my connection. I created that. No one else can do that with me. Yeah. No one else can connect to that child, just me.
Yep.
And her mom and her brothers and whoever else has her blood.
Yeah.
They can connect with her in a way that she can feel comfortable like this is family. And yeah, these good niggas can become my family, but at some certain point, if it's a choice between me and their blood, which is a kid, like if it's between me and his son, he's gonna choose his son. If 100%. It's between me and his kids, he's gonna choose his kid. And so on, so on. Because that, you know what I mean? That's what it is.
Yep.
And that's how you know it's like, yo, there's a connection there. There's something deeper there. They're obviously not gonna like choose. They're gonna find a way to fucking.
Of course.
Because I'll do the same thing. I hope these niggas would. But but what I'm saying is like, you know, when it comes down to it, it's like there's like a real connection when you have their blood in you, and you know what I mean? So now I'm gonna go home and test my daughter, make sure she has my blood, because I'm talking all this shit. I'm just kidding. But yeah, man. This is a good talk. You like this?
Oh my God, I'm telling you, I like this, man. From the moment I started seeing Yanti here and stuff, I was like, yo.
Don't put it on Yanti. Yanti didn't do anything.
Because the first time I knew about the podcast was Yanti. You guys did the tobacco thing. How long ago was that?
Tobacco Hirong, yeah.
How long ago? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that was when I first started seeing
it. That was last year.
And I was like, yo. And every time I see little snippets of it, I'm like, Tube, it's different. It's not freaking freaking my son calling me now. He'll say, Dad, can you send me $20 for Wendy's?
Yanti, how did the tobacco thing go? Do you remember the words?
Freaking Yanti, man. I know Yanti since the Dominican, loco. Yeah? I've been knowing Yanti longer than you have.
Now, he told me a story about how he knew you from over there. Then he came over here and saw you. He's like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Loco, out of all places in high school, bro.
In high school.
I was going up the stairs.
That's the best place.
I was going up the stairs. He was coming down. We haven't seen each other.
We went to the same school in DR.
But you recognize him?
Claro, the exact same.
Was it the front through the nose?
I'm the same way. So we were like, brother. The same, loco. I legit, I was going up and he said, Santi. And I look up and I was like, who the hell? And I said, no way. And I haven't seen you in a while, loco, like 3-4 years. And then in the Dominican was the last time. Then to see him here, out of all places.
Nah, that's not. I'm going to be honest with you, that's not wild.
Pero loco.
Because I'm going to tell you something. Washington Heights, Lawrence, Santo Domingo, right? Mm-hmm. Same place.
When I came here, I was supposed to be at the Bronx. And we said, oh, let's just go to Lawrence.
You see, that's the thing. It's either New York or he came in.
Just to see somebody from the Dominican as a kid in high school here, you like, whoa.
Bro, listen to me. I went to a resort from here. Check this out, though. I went to a resort from here in Samaná. I went to Samaná. I seen that the whole resort was at least 30% people from Lawrence.
Oh, my God.
How many places are there to go in DR? Mad places.
For real.
Right? 30% of them were there. You know why? Because all the Dominicans have already set their foot here and put a footprint here with the way they look and who they are with a last name. Mm-hmm. So when I go back over there and I ask someone their last name, yo, you look familiar. Like, it's already like, oh, shit, you're fucking Polanco's son. God. Or you're fucking, what's your last name? Ramos. Ramon?
Like the name, yeah.
Whatever, allegedly. What's your American name, bro?
What's your American name?
Nah, that's what it is.
Ramon?
So is like when you're in DR, are there like common places that people are gonna move to? Like, oh, I'm gonna move to Massachusetts, I'm gonna move to New York, they don't go anywhere else?
The way DR people get here or anywhere.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Mm-hmm. Correct me if I'm wrong. The way people get here from DR or anywhere is one person makes it and tells them about it and brings their whole family.
Because, there's a lot of Dominicans that live out there.
Right. And the thing is, once that happens, one Dominican person will tell one Dominican person, and then that Dominican person will tell the whole block. So the whole block now knows about what Lawrence
is. Like dominoes. You know,
right.
You let
and
one
so,
hit and they all fall.
Yeah. Yo, there's people over here repping blocks from over there because they're all from the same block.
All from the same block.
They don't have a Dairy Queen out there, do they?
No, they have a Queen.
We have a Lado Bon out there.
They have a Queen Daddy.
Excuse me.
We have a Lado
Bon.
Bon.
Is way better than Dairy Queen.
They have a Queen Daddy.
In Lawrence, they have a Dairy Queen. So
bootlegged one though, and that's no helado bon.
Don't hate, appreciate.
No, you just moved to Lawrence, and the only reason why you know is Dairy Queen because you live next to it.
That's
Jesus.
Allegedly.
We'll never know. What's the bodega called on the corner of your house?
Juan's Bodega.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Fucking Borat.
Supermarket, dumbass.
It's not. Anyway, let's move on
There's
to.
like 4 of them.
Let's move on to the next segment of the show, man. I'm sorry. This is a good.
You're good.
Next segment of the show is called S. Sex, drugs, and other things. Shout out Big Blizz.
Yanti has a small penis.
Anyways,
The guy behind the wall.
yeah. So sex, drugs, and other things.
Yes, sir.
Real quick, sex, drugs, and other things is it's about telling us a story about either sex, drugs, or other things. And I know that your dad's in the cartel. You can keep the drugs out
Yeah.
of it.
So take that out, slash.
It could just be sex, other things, sex, hugs, and other things.
Yeah,
Sex,
yeah,
hugs,
yeah,
and other
yeah.
things.
Or
Jesus.
a new chapter, Dominican. We can go down that path.
Yeah, we can go down the Dominican path if you want.
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
All right, sex, drugs, or other things. You pick a good story that you know of and be like, oh, I got a good story about this or that, or something you personally went through that had to do with sex, drugs, or other things.
Or he can give you something.
Just pick one of those. Other things, I pick one.
Yep.
So if you like, oh, let's do other things, I'll pick something and we'll talk
Let's
about
do other things. Let's
Let's
see.
do other things?
Vamos a ver, other things.
Let's do other
Don't
things.
put the ball in this court.
Woo! Other things. All right, cool. Let's talk about. I don't have anything for other things, but let's talk about. Let's talk about this. You're doing breathing exercises now,
Yeah.
and you believe in religion.
Yes.
You're
Not in religion. I believe in God. Religion is one thing, and there's so many religions. But if you believe in God, you believe in love, pretty much.
Okay.
And God is God, and I know obviously about the Bible and stuff, but
God did.
What color? Okay, let's do this. What color is your Jesus?
Jesus doesn't have a color.
Black.
You cannot see Jesus as putting it, oh, he was black, oh, he was white. Because it says it on the Bible. Don't freaking admire images. The images that everybody know of freaking Jesus is white. But who painted that? You know what I mean?
White man.
It wasn't a black person painted a white
He's
man.
black
It
though.
was the guy behind the wall's grandfather.
Because if it was
He's
somebody
Mexican.
black, he would have painted somebody black. Everything is in the Bible pretty much. I don't believe that Jesus was this color, that color. Obviously, where that region where Jesus was, they obviously had a skin color because he's human. What color was it? You know what I mean? But
Was he human?
He was like you.
so Jesus was human in the flesh. He was human because he wasn't legit in flesh like we are.
Wait. I'm talking about Jesus from high school. Jesus.
They get it all.
Ah,
A mí no.
I know him.
A mí tú no me loco.
He works at Popeyes.
Yeah. Jesus. You know Jesus Miguel?
Jesús, sí, ese es mi
Jesús
bonito con la
Miguel.
prensa.
I get
Nah,
the large
but yo,
lemonade.
Jesus, for me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I went to a Catholic school, so
Sure.
for 8 years, me and Knight did it together. We were fucking. It was war. It was war out there.
We went to a Catholic school.
Did you? Yeah. So
Eso de Molina de Dominica.
yeah.
Yo,
So
stop trying to take a shine, bro.
so
Oh no, it was right there. Jackie was there.
Yeah, no, it's true. So Jesus was a big part of my life in the beginning, but as I got older, I got to seek out my own information. You know what I mean? I got to seek out my own knowledge of what I wanted to be and who I wanted to follow and what I wanted to dig into.
Yeah.
And religion, I feel like, always becomes to me here's my thing. Every single time I try to follow something or try to get into something, I felt like people were like throwing it on me all the time, you know? I didn't like that. Like, oh no, like you have to be like this, or this is the way Jesus wants, or this is the way God wants. I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that talk.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's like God gave me my mind, and like I'm thinking what I'm thinking. Like if that's the truth, right? If God made me, then He understands what I'm thinking. Like, so why am I thinking this? You know what I'm saying? Why am I thinking this way? It's okay to think this way. Otherwise, I'd be fucking blowing on my mind if it was bad. You know what I mean?
See, the religion to some people, como loco, like the diet. Some people eat a certain way, and since they eat a certain way and they feel good, they will tell you eat this and that, because they want you also to feel good. But to you, that diet probably won't work. But you gotta understand, to them, it works for them, so they want it to work for you too. That's why they push it on you like that. But
isn't the Bible like something for self? If you think about it,
it is, and
it's really a way of living to live like a good life. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's instructions in a way, and there's so many of them, and it's like different languages, but they all kind of to one. Higher power,
Yeah.
this and that. So I don't like that. Oh, you believe in God only if you go to church. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
why? Why is that? When I could just do the same thing in my house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. It's the Bible. The Bible is to interpretation. Obviously, some things mean exactly as they are written, and they mean that. But for the most part, it's what you get out of it. And if you're doing good, and you truly believe that you are doing good, and you're not harming anybody else, again, when people come and try to push it on you, just know they want it to work for you. So that's what religion is. Again, I believe in God. I believe a certain way. As you believe a certain way.
I like the way you put it as like a diet. I never heard it that way.
It's just an example. I can put it on you.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying that makes a lot more like easy like sense. You know what I mean? Like for me to be like, oh, okay, I get that. Like, okay, you're giving me a diet. I get it. I get that. But, you know, I guess, again, remember how we said in the beginning, like, it's be impeccable with your word. It's the message, yo. It's the message. Yeah. It's how you say shit. It's how it comes across.
It's like gold, man. So when people find when people find God, they want everybody to find God. That's why you see so many older people obsessed with religion. Because it takes them to be that age to find the religion, and then you see them pushing it on the younger kids, and you're like, why this person is always talking about freaking? It's like they found gold. They want you to find gold early. So that's why you cannot take it, you know what I mean? Which I get. It can be annoying in so many religions, but some people get confused, but...
Yeah. I wanna teach people or be the example for people to learn what this is first.
Yeah.
Like, learn what this is first before you think outside of your brain.
Lawrence.
You know what I mean? Super Lawrence. And he's going slow on purpose. He knows we're up here.
Sounds like DR almost.
Oh, it sounds crazy out here sometimes. But yeah, I feel like, what the fuck was I saying? I forget. But I'm going to keep doing the hand movements because it looks like I did something.
You did something.
So what I'm going to really say was,
you want people to figure.
I want to figure out this before I figure out this.
Yeah.
And if God made me, right? We all made from nature, universe. That's how I see God, as the universe. Like, we don't function without this, without that, without this, and then boom, we become something, you know? And I feel like once I start figuring out this first, and I'm not there yet. I'm probably like 70% understanding what this is. Because right now I'm not, when I see myself in the mirror, I still have a problem with myself.
Why though?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And because I still have a problem, like looking at myself in the mirror, sometimes I want to do some more inner engineering, which means I do some more, like, I search inner. You know, I look inside myself and figure out what is it that I'm trying to look at when I look in the mirror. Because that mirror doesn't matter. That's what I'm trying to get to. You know, I'm trying to make it where that mirror does not matter. When I look in that mirror, it doesn't matter if I look ugly, beautiful, fat, skinny, healthy, fucking shaved. It doesn't matter. I should always see the soul and not the skin. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to get at. I want to get there, and I will. I've been there before, and I think that's why this interview, I talk a lot. This interview before, because we switched spots. I wasn't talking so much. I wasn't feeling the flow.
You probably wasn't feeling as comfortable.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like now it's like I'm taking my time with myself again and thinking about what I need to be better, better, so that I can reflect it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I could be like these fucking lights everywhere I go, and people, you know what I mean, and wake people up. But yo, it's been a pleasure having you, man. It's been a fucking pleasure, man.
Appreciate you coming, man, for sure.
Yeah, man. Is there something coming out? Is there an Instagram or something we can find you at? Like we can put it right here. You know what I mean?
My Instagram is 3N20. I have a new song coming out 4 weeks. I want to really push it for 2 right here. 3N20. Number 3 letter N, number 2 letter O. And the song's gonna be called Madiai, which means more of that. More Madiai, more of that.
Okay. More corn.
Than that.
It sounded like you said more corn.
More than
more
that.
maíz.
Madiai.
Oh.
More than that. That's
more than that. All right. And what's that reflect of?
It's pretty much about I'm more than that. People think that I'm this, but I'm more than that. So some people sometimes say, oh, you think you are this? And they say it in a mean way, like, oh, you think you're this? I'm more than that. But I'm saying it in a way of I'm me. And the reason why I'm more than that is because I know who I am. I'm not trying to be nobody else out here. You know what I mean?
What if a Dominican guy, like, let's say Yanti, comes up to me and goes, "Tú no mama huevo," and you're like, "No, yo soy ma que eso."
Ma de ahí.
Yeah, that's it.
¿Tú te imaginas un huevo? Tu mamá huevo así, entonces tú eres un huevo así.
Yeah.
No, yo soy mamá huevazo.
Sí. Yeah. You put an extra G.
Translate.
Then you Mexican. Get it out.
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry.
Figure it out.
Take that.
Anyways, we'll take. We're gonna cut it off right here. Pause. I love you, world. Thank you. Is there anything you guys want to say?
I got dizzy.
This guy.
Peace and love.
He's in love.
Dato.
All right. Yo, world, I love you. Peace. Big shout out to
Thank
Enzo
you.
for coming out.
Thank
We're
you
going to
for
hear some
having
more
me,
from him. We're
loco.
going to some shows and some shit. We get some shit popping,
do
man.
it.
I love y'all, man. Peace, 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 peace.